Saturday afternoon in Brackley, and the Bucks have taken a 1-1 draw from a game with Brackley this afternoon. Marcus Denanga's penalty giving them the point, and I have manager Gavin Cowan with me. Gavin, I said before you came along that as much as a point at Brackley is a good point, and my feeling was you'd feel you maybe should have had more.
Yeah, it's not just my feeling. I think it's certainly the players. I mean, what a fantastic performance. I thought we were absolutely awesome. Not just in possession, where I thought we were very dominant and moved the ball and quick, clever play. And I was in awe of the lads, to be honest. I thought it was that good a performance. But out of possession, just to see the lads' desire and how much they're at it at the moment. And I feel like things have clicked, and we'll take it a game as it comes. But I thought that was a very, very good performance today. I was in awe of the lads at times.
It felt like, I think, in that second half that some of that was a continuation of the way you played in the second half against Gloucester on Tuesday night.
Yeah, momentum's good, isn't it? It's momentum's important, and I think that's why I would have liked to have a game Tuesday. But we'll certainly take that into Saturday. The lads have got a lot of belief now, so I think the thing now is just to make sure there's no complacency, which there won't be. They're in there now. Like I say, it's not just my mindset. The players are of the opinion and disappointed. So when you've got that mentality and you come into places like Brackley, where barely anyone will get anything, you come somewhere like this and get a point and feel like you should have got more. I mean, that's a good place to be.
Yeah, I mean, I know that Brackley, and certainly like Kevin Wilkins as manager, you have a lot of time for, you admire, don't you? So it's sort of like quite satisfying in that respect.
Yeah, him and Mark Noon are an absolute class act, and he's probably been the most, if not the most successful manager at this level for a number of years now. So it's brilliant to go toe to toe with him. I mean, don't get me wrong, we're both winners, so we're screaming at each other in the technical area. But yeah, I've got so much respect for him, and I'll go now. I love taking advice from him. I always assume I know nothing, so it's important that someone of that experience, he'll be able to give me some advice on areas of our game, and I'll happily take that from someone who's just a class act.
Marcus Denanga obviously got the goal today from the penalty, but he earned that penalty as well, didn't he? He looked very really sharp all game, I thought.
So I can't wait to watch it back. I mean, what an unbelievable bit of skill to get that penalty. I mean, to bring it out of the sky like that and then dink it over the centre half. I mean, that was outrageous, and then to convert it when he's just rattled it in the top corner there. I mean, it's a lad with confidence now, and that's where we needed to get him to. But I think his confidence comes from the work that he's doing. He's earning it. It's all well and good getting rewarded when you've not earned it. You don't get that sense of achievement, but he's earning it now. He's doing his work out of possession, and like I say, if he starts doing that, I mean, Marcus will be a handful at this level and above. Sure.
And I suppose the 11, you've kept it fairly settled today. It's an unchanged team for a third game in a row. Barely any substitutions as well, and you've said that why tweak it if you don't need to. The 11 that are in the side are making it difficult to be left out, aren't they?
Yeah, well, I'm quite passionate about the fact that we're a group, and I've been in it. I've been in the 11 when we've been flying, and I've also been a spare part and been left out of the squad, and that's how you feel. You feel like a spare part, so it's important that we get round the players that are not in it at the moment and that are suffering, but it's important that they stay with it as well, because they're going to be needed. Ultimately, you're right, it's 3 games unchanged and very few substitutions, but that can change. That's just because of circumstance. That's not a particular philosophy of mine. It's due to circumstance. So, but what I do say to the players that are in there, they need to put in a performance out of respect for the players that aren't in there, because I'm fortunate I have players that could just go in there at the drop of a hat. I've players that go in there at the drop of a hat, so the players that are in there have to have that respect, to put in a performance for the lads that aren't in there at the moment, and that it's a difficult place to be when you're not in it, but they have to keep their heads. Ultimately football changes very quickly, but the lads that are in there at the moment are firing and doing a brilliant job.
Sure. And you obviously said you'd like to be playing again on Tuesday, because that's a sign of how positive everybody's feeling, but there is no game Tuesday. It's a week, and it's Chester, and that's a big one, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's a great chance for us to wind down a little bit at the early part of this week, and then to start building it up again through Thursday. So it's quite a luxurious place to be in, but like I say, then it just needs to be a measure of where we are. It's great to get 7 points out of 9, but we need to kick on. For where we want to be, we need to kick on again. But like I say, if you look after the performances, the results look after themselves. And I thought that was an awesome performance today from the lads in every way. We deserve the win, really.
Sure. And I know you won't think about this game until it actually comes round, but there's an FA Cup draw on Monday as well. And I don't suppose you've got any preferences? Just
no, as it comes. I think you have to play the hand you're dealt. So, like I said last year, whatever comes, we'll have to start planning for that. So we'll wait and see.
Okay. That's great. Thanks for your time, Gavin.
Cheers,
Well done
thanks,
today.
mate.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you.